right, class. So now we're going to move on to our math lesson for today. We are going to be working with shapes again, but this time we're also going to incorporate graphing. So here I have a few ordered pairs or coordinates that I have that we're going to work with, and these ordered pairs or coordinates are going to make shapes that we are going to use on our geoboard. So before we get into making these shapes, I want to go over a few things that will help us not be confused. So first, you see we have these ordered pairs. There's a number in the front and there's a number in the back separated by a comma. So this is just X and Y. X always comes before Y, and an easy way to remember that is just that X comes before Y in the alphabet. So also another thing that goes with the X coordinate and the Y coordinate are the X axis and the Y axis. So the Y axis will go up and down. The X axis will go side to side. So that's important to know because I will show you with the first point that we had. So we said the first one corresponds to X. So that means we need to look where the X side is, which is going from side to side. So we're going to go over 6, and we're not going to plot the point there. We are now going to look at what Y is asking, and Y is asking us to go 4. So if we went over 6, and now we're listening to Y, and we're going up 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, looks like we got somebody in the way. 4. And then we're going to plot our point. So we're going to continue doing that with all of the ordered pairs that we have until we make a shape. So I'm going to leave X and Y up there just in case anyone gets confused. So I am going to delete this X and Y. All right, I'm gonna move you over as well. All right, so we have our first point for number 1, plot it down, and it says this one has 3 points. So if it has 3 points, we also know that it's going to have 3 sides, and we might have an idea of what kind of shape this is going to make, but let's plot it all out. So next, it has 8, 7. So again, we're focusing on X first. We're going to go over to 8, and then we're going to hop up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's go ahead and plot that point. All right, our next point, it says 10, 4. So over 10 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to plot that point. So now that we know number 1 is complete, we have plotted all the points given. We are going to make that shape with a rubber band. Let's go ahead and put that down. And then it'll basically show us what we have. Uh-oh, there we go. So we now see that we have a triangle, but we actually know that there are different types of triangles. So we see that if you split this triangle in half, it'll be the same on either side. That means that this is an equilateral triangle. All the sides are equal. All of them are the same length for each side. So next, let's move on to our next shape. Number 2, it says 6, 1. 6 up 1. All right, we're going to plot that point. And then our next one says 1, 1. So that'll be an easy one. We're going to go over 1, up 1. We barely had to move for that one. All right, our next point says 6, 3. So over 6, up 3. So we're kind of seeing that we have 2 on the 6. Let's see if we'll have 2 on the 1 and also 2 on the 3 and 2 on the 1 going this way. So our last point, we're correct. There's a 1 and a 3. So 1 up 3. So that was correct. Let's go ahead and add a band to that, even though we can kind of see what, we can kind of see what shape this is. Looks like a triangle for now, but then boom, we have a rectangle. Let's go ahead and fill that in. The rectangle, we knew it had 4 points, and now we also see that it has 4 sides as well, because the sides and the points are going to be the same. All right, moving on to number 3. Let's go ahead and get the drawing tool out. Number 3 says 10, 3. So we're going to go over 10, again, starting on that x-axis to see where 10 is. And it's very helpful on a graph that when it's numbered, it's easier to see, but you can also count it. And then also, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like we might need to move our box that's telling us where to go, so that way we'll have room. All right, the next one says 13, 0. So 13 way over here and 0. So if it says 0, this right here, the origin point is 0, 0. So if you're going 0, you're not moving at all. So you're just going to stay exactly where you are. So we move 13, we're moving 0, which means we're moving nowhere. And then also our last point says 10 all the way over here and 0. So again, we are not moving. So we have another 3-point shape, which means we are also going to have 3 sides, and this will be another triangle. But this triangle looks a little different from this triangle. This triangle allows you to put a right angle, which is just a 90-degree angle, but basically a square in the corner inside of it. So this would be, you would call this a right triangle. All right, we're gonna go ahead and fill that one in and go to our 4th shape, which starts with 1, 9. So 1 up 9 all the way to the very top. And it looks like we're going to have to move our box again. So that way we can plot the rest of our points. Okay. And then our next one, let's move this one down. So maybe. There we go. So after 1, 9, we have 5, 9. Again, starting with the x-axis, 5 up 9, all the way to the very top. And then we also see that we have 4 points on this one. So it's going to be a shape with 4 points again. So it says 4 on the x, 7 for y, all the way up here. Oh, we're starting to see that these 2 points aren't lining up how they were with the rectangle. So let's keep going to see what this shape will bring. So next we have starting with a 0. So if we're starting with a 0, we're not going anywhere on the x-axis. We're staying right where we are. But we do have something for y, which is 7. So we're going to go up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and plot that point. And we also see that it is not connecting on this side on the same x-axis as it was, but they are on the same y-axis. All right, so let's go ahead and get a band and let's see what we are making. So if we put a band around all the points that we graphed, we see that we have made a parallelogram or a rhombus. This also has 4 sides. They aren't going straight up and down like how a rectangle would. So let's go ahead and fill that one in. All right, so we already graphed 4 shapes. Now I'm going to give you 2 more shapes to do on your own, and then we will go over them as a class when we come back, but I just want to see everyone try on their own. Let's do numbers 5 and 6. All right, everybody, I think I've given enough time for everyone to plot down these 2 points, and everyone has said they're just about done. So let's go over it as a class. So as we can see, number 5 had 6 points to plot. And can we think of a shape that maybe has 6 points and 6 sides? And if you are thinking hexagon, you are correct. Check your answers. Make sure that your picture looks like this. We made a hexagon with 6 sides and 6 points. And then for our last shape, we had 4 points, and it was actually a square. So yes, it could have been a rectangle if it were longer because of the 4 points, but this is a square. All sides are the same size, just like our equilateral triangle, how all 3 sides were the same. For our square, all 4 sides are the same. So I hope everyone had a fun time graphing these shapes and putting them on their online geoboards. We will do this, continue again with this next time.